Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm gonna read through the state of JavaScript survey 2021, which was released a few days ago. Fireship, the YouTube channel Fireship, has a good video about that, by the way. If you, one of his last videos is the shocking state of JavaScript. If you want a short version of what this survey is about and the results, watch this video. I'm not gonna pretend this is not a million times better than any video I've ever done, but I'm gonna simply kind of read through that fast. So first of all, there is this amazing, beautiful, kind of a bit retro looking logo. If I refresh the page, look at how beautiful it's animated. It's very nice, very smooth, very nice. I'm curious to see what is the HTML for this. It's SVG. It's all animated SVG, probably. Animated logo wrapper. And the animation, I guess, uses some library. But it's a bit hard for me to see at a glance. Maybe, just maybe, if we use the Wapalizer extension, which for some reason I don't have installed. You know, I mean, I'm taking my time with my videos. I'm not in a hurry. I'm gonna read through these, but I'm gonna look at the things I'm curious about. So we have this Wapalizer extension, and let's take a look. No technologies detected. Well, probably I have to refresh, right? Ah, there you go. And here it's using Gatsby. Really? Well, I don't see from here what it's using. So, well, I kind of would like to know how to do these things. I want to try to do this. I'm sipping coffee in the meantime because I love coffee and it's coffee time, and outside is rainy and windy, and coffee makes everything chiller. So this logo looks like it's the thing in behind looks like a cow's emerald from Sonic. Kind of purplish, reddish blue, beautiful thing. Well, it says some introduction, which I don't care. Some sponsors, apparently. Polypane browser for ambitious depths. Wait, what? It's a build responsive, accessible, and fast website, which is. I mean, wait, what? Free trial? You have to pay for this browser? Yeah, no. Give it a try. Click, hover, scroll, and type to see your actions happen in all panels. Wait, what? Click, hover. Wait, where is click, hover? Ah, there you go. Hover, click, scroll. I see. So it has desktop, tablet, and mobile versions of all the sites of the same site at the same time. This is very useful, actually. This is very useful. Really, I'm immediately tempted to just use it, give it a try. You don't need a device wall. You need a screen size wall. All the viewports you need. What is this? Like different views of the same thing in one screen, right? and they're all in sync. From accessibility to the index, this might be very useful. Actually, yeah. This may be very useful. I may think about giving it a try. Social media previews. Oh my god, yes. Yes, this is very useful, man. Dark mode media query testing. Okay. Yep. Your favorite dev tools. Live and hot reloading. Live zero configuration live reloading built right into Polypane for anything from pale oil HTML to WordPress to React. Images and CSS are updated without a page refresh. Plays well with all your favorite frameworks. And just scratching the surface, it has tons of other things. Damn, why didn't this exist already? What about the pricing? Free trial, individual €9 per month. But it may be definitely worth it. It's not, it's very tiny amount. It's what I pay for Spotify. Free trial for 14. I don't like the time limited free trials because I get the free trial and then I don't use it. For 14 days, annual, monthly, yeah, just €2 more. It got me really curious, honestly, really curious. I'll just put it for later somewhere. Okay, now they have these t-shirts. These designs are cool, honestly. Then the demographics. How much is the t-shirt, man? I'm not gonna buy it, but get it for $30 plus shipping. Damn, that's not cheap. Your country or region, where do you currently reside? Most of them are in the United States, but there are a few. Like if I add up all the percentages in Europe, maybe I get something like the United States, honestly. Few in India, few in Russia, France, Germany, Netherlands, where I am, United Kingdom 4%. Okay, but it's kind of a bit biased towards the United States. English, Spanish, Russian, alright, sure. Age of the respondents between 24 and 34. Oh, damn it, I'm feeling a bit old because I'm 37. Yeah. Suckers, no answer. Too embarrassed to say that. I did answer these questions. Years of experience. 5 to 10, most people. I'm here. I have like 3 years of experience now. That's kind of, I don't care. Let's skim through these because that's not the cool part. Company size and 100,000. Higher education degree, yes, in related field. I'm here, yes, in related field. I have degree in chemistry, but I use Ubuntu a lot during my studies. Yearly salary. Um, is it confidential? No, fuck it. I'm here. How vague it is anyway. Twitter, state of JavaScript. That's the source respondents found about. Sure. Yeah, that's not too important. I don't care about this thing too much. DuckDuckGo browser. Which of the following options describes you? Man, oh my fucking god, man. There's. This is. There's. I don't know, man. There's something wrong. Like, I understand most are men because it's more technical engineering. It's less social, but this is crazy. This is too much. There's something biasing this toward many more men in tech. Some cultural thing because the difference is way too large. It's way too large. most of us white. This is so biased, man. Like, this is okay. I will rephrase from commenting on that. But like 90% wild males. Like, um, I'm not into this kind of political controversies. I mean, I don't think there is a conspiracy here. It's just what it is. But I also think these numbers are disproportionately biased. Disability status. Okay, so 20% have disabilities. Does it mean all responders, others, ADHD? Okay, next features. This is where the juicy stuff starts. This is the usage overview. This chart presents the various adoption rates for all features grouped by category. Adoption rates. The size of the outer circle corresponds to the total number of users who know about that feature, and the inner circle 1, represents those who have actually used this. So, for example, this thing, private fields, they have very low adoption. Many users know about them, but very few actually use them. It's even telling the usage ratio, just 30%. Here, yeah, knowledge coalescing is something very good. Very straightforward to use. No wonder it has large adoption. Promise.any. I don't use promises. I use the await syntax as async await, like whenever I can. But I admit, if I have an array of promises that need to be resolved simultaneously, I may use a promise map. Promise any is takes an iterable of promise objects, so an array, sort of. It returns a single promise that resolves as soon as any of the promises in the iterable fulfills, with the value of the fulfilled promises. So it takes an array of promises and it returns the first one that is resolved, and the rest are ignored. This. And what happens? Wait, what happens when one resolves? What happens with the ones which are pending? If no promises in the iterable fulfill, the return promise is rejected with an aggregate error. And this method is useful for returning the first promise that fulfills. It short circuits after a promise fulfills, so it does not wait for the other promises to complete once it finds one. That could be useful because, for example, let's say you have an application that makes API requests, and maybe these API requests return the same data or overlapping data, or you have to you have different widgets in the same page, and those widgets need the same data, but each widget fetches its data separately. So you could make an array when the page loads. You could make an array of all the requests, and then use a promise any. So you make a promise any and give as input all the requests which request the same data, and then as soon as you get the first one resolved, you ignore the rest. That could be. I wouldn't do it like that, honestly, but it could be a use case. I would probably set a variable that indicates, okay, so when there is a request triggering first, there is a variable which maybe is a boolean, that if it's true, means that there is already the same type of request awaiting. And when that request returns resolves, then the boolean is set to false, maybe. But we could use the boolean to tell a new request, new of the same request, to tell you don't need to be requested because we already have a request like you being sent. So I kind of manually handling this case instead of using promise.any. But maybe that's not possible in some cases. I don't know. Then we have logical assignment. Actually, I think there will be a list of these features later, and links will be provided to a description. So basically, we have string, match all settled proxies, big int, array prototype add. These are very new features which are not being used too much yet. And then we have knowledge coalescing, which I've used a lot. Optional chaining I've used a lot. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. These two I'm using all the time. Dynamic import, that's very nice also. Replace all, that could be useful. Yeah, I see myself using this. And top level await, wait. This is available already in JavaScript? Ooh, I'm not using this thing. I like this thing. I think I like this thing. Yeah, I like it. I like top level await. That's me sipping tea, by the way, coffee. This is why we have okay, language, browser APIs, and other features. In the browser APIs, we have WebGL, WebRTC, which I don't know what it is. We have web audio, web animation, web speech, page visibility, web share API. We have a bunch of APIs which I've never used. And then we have service workers. Of course, that would be more used because it's any PWA, progressive web application, needs service workers. WebSockets, I imagine anyone using, for example, working with chats using WebSockets. A real-time channel between two machines, of real-time open channel of interaction between two machines, a WebSocket. Also, I've heard that it's very hard to work with WebSockets for some reason. I've never used WebSockets. Geolocation API. Yeah, that many apps and websites use geolocation. Depends on the use case, but that's something that if you need, you would use, I imagine. Shadow DOM, never use this thing. And custom elements, never use this thing either. I use Vue, so I have no need to create custom elements. That's web components, right? I imagine. I'm not sure. Then we have other features, progressive web apps, quite widespread, I would say, and WebAssembly. Almost, yeah, of course, everyone heard about that, but almost nobody uses that. This is also in proportion to how many people heard about that. For instance, if very small amount of people heard about the feature, but almost everyone that heard about the feature, it's because they need to use it for something. Like for example, WebSockets, maybe mostly people that need to use WebSockets know about them, because otherwise you kind of don't need them for anything, or maybe you didn't even hear about them, or like it's out of your interest. Then that would be a bit biased. That doesn't mean that like this outer circle is not all the community, and the inner circle is the amount of people in the community of developers using that. This outer circle is just the amount of people that know about that, as it says. So, for example, the array prototype at only 8,000 people know about that of the respondents, while knowledge coalescing almost 13,000. So that's a big difference here. Anyway, knowledge score. Wait, what is this thing? Out of all the features mentioned in the survey, how many did the respondent know about? Wow, that's pretty large, 70-80%. I remember doing this, and there are many I didn't know. Then we have a recommended resource. These recommended resources are usually pretty interesting. Let's see, who is Bianca Gandolfo? I like the name, Gandolfo, like Gandalfo. Wow, 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 wow. Ah, it's a teacher in front-end masters. I see. And what about her website? Usually, the people recommended here have quite a nice website. Maybe on GitHub? Yeah, here. No, wait, what is this? And coffee? Welcome to Code and Coffee. What is this even? Code and Coffee with Bianca is an online community for software engineers like you to define and achieve your career goals. This is very interesting. I like it. It's like a community for developers that want to grow. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Mentorship? I don't mind it. I mean, yeah, I don't mind that. Mentorship. I would benefit from mentorship, definitely. Because, like, my knowledge of the ecosystem, I really, really, really need to put more effort. Anyway, nice resource. I will put it in my bag of resources, which I have in a separate window here. Polypain, definitely very interesting. Invest in your development skills. By the way, I like this page. Like, is it yeah, of course it's responsive. Very nicely so. Very nicely so. Language, the vocabulary of JavaScript. Proxies. So here we have a bunch of features, and then we have never heard of it, know about it, and have used it. And I like that these bars have a gradient. And then, here we have the years. So more people keep on hearing about that and even using this, and less people know, less people that never heard about that. So we have proxies, and here we have the links. All right, sponsor this chart. Wait, what? What does it do? Sponsor chart proxies? What? Can sponsor the chat? What the hell does that mean? Sponsor this survey financially by donating and get your Twitter avatar feature next to a chart. Ah, I see. I see. I can get my Twitter here. Heesh. That's crazy, man. I like it. Proxies are something used by Vue 3 for the reactivity system of Vue 3, for example. It lets you attach handlers to the getter and setter of a property. Basically, that's long story short. Yeah, here handler get. We have a handler with which is an object with a get method, and then here we have a new proxy with an empty string or object and a handler. And then when we access something in the object, we assign here something in the object, and then we do some assignments, and when we access them like this, then then we trigger this function basically. And then we can also have a set handler like this. And we have promise all settled, returns a promise that resolves after all of the given promises have either fulfilled or rejected. So the trend is the general same. Less and less people never heard of things. More people know about that. More people use it. Dynamic imports. The usage is quite large. Then we have some sponsors thing here, so the peaks, survey peaks. SvelteKit is for server-side rendering applications with Svelte, right? I think fastest way to build Svelte apps. Nice icon. Nullish coalescing has a huge adoption, and this is the. It's actually. I'm tempted about just opening. Yeah, let's do that, man. Playground, make their state JavaScript 2021. Call the state. Let's try these things out. Let's make a new index.js. And here we're gonna try, well, basically this nullish coalescing. We have a function nullish return let a equal null, let b equal empty string. Falsy. Let's have a nullish variable and a falsy variable. And if I do falsy and 42, and I call this function in the console, node index, then here this, well, I have to console log something, of course. Damn it. Null, wait. Let's not call this the same. Let's do nullish here. This is gonna, wait. I need to rename this function properly, of course, otherwise how is it gonna work? Why is it not returning anything? Or it's... Hello? Print something, there you go, I get the hello. And the rest is just not printing anything, right? So let's see. We have falsy or 42. That should return 42. There you go. But if we use the nullish coalescing operator, it says it's a logical operator that returns its right-hand side operand when its left-hand side operand is null or undefined. So this is just falsy. It's neither null or undefined, so it's gonna return an empty string. As you see, it doesn't return the 42 anymore because it's returning an empty string. And if we do type of this, we're gonna get a string. Whereas here, with the OR operator, we would get a number. But if we instead use a nullish, like this, now we are gonna get this thing, this 42. As you see, well, let's remove the type of. We get the 42 because this is actually null or undefined. We could also have undefined here and we get the same. but for an empty string, it doesn't work. It just returns the empty string. Then we have optional chaining. Sure, it's like we have a function optional chaining that return. We have an object which has a value a, which is 42. And here, why is it complaining? Oops, because we need to assign it to a name. And then if here we return object dot b, let's say actually this is a 42. Yeah, let's leave it like this. Object dot b dot name. Well, we have this object and we are trying to access a property that doesn't exist. If we do this, if we execute this function, we're gonna get the typical error. Cannot read properties of undefined because b is undefined. But the optional chaining means, wait, there's someone here. No, Virsin is, what the hell is this, man? There is someone paid for having this Twitter here. So, okay, I'm gonna follow them. What is this even, man? Okay. Okay. Gosh. Okay, anyway, so we get I'm kind of shocked right now. We get the cannot read properties of undefined because b is undefined, and if we try to read a property of undefined, we get an error. And this is kind of annoying because then we had to do basically this object.b. This checks if b is defined, and if it's defined, then it runs this. Otherwise, it will return false. That's a way to stop the error, but that's annoying to have to do this. If we have a deeply nested object, then we would have to do lots of ands, lots of statements like this, or checks like this. Instead, we can just do this, and this prevents the error, as you see, and this is the optional chaining. Enables you to read the value of a property located deep within a chain of connected objects without having to check that each reference in the chain is valid. Ooh, this is broken, man. These bars are broken as hell. Maybe, what if I refresh this thing? I don't know what happened there. Optional chaining. Private fields are public by default. Class fields are public by default, but private class members can be created by using a hash prefix. The privacy encapsulation of these class features is enforced in JavaScript itself. So first of all, I don't use classes in JavaScript, but we can have inside a class a private field like this, and then a private method like this, just adding a hash at the beginning. We can have static private fields, and then if we try to access this private field from outside the class, we are gonna get an error. Somewhere. Basically, we have let's get rid of this. We have a class, some class person, just be consistent with the system syntax. And then we have here wings as a private field. And let's see. Yeah, I've never worked with classes, honestly. we can have a private field and a public field. This is weird. What is this even? Don't you have to declare fields with a const or something like that? This is a static. How does this even work? I never use classes. Okay, it allows you to define private fields in a class. I don't care, honestly. Now I don't care how this works. Okay, some people use it. And we have big int, which is int but with more space allocated, which can be declared like this. I see. We have const good old int, which is some number with an n at the end. Wait. I think this is to declare previously max safe integer. What is this n at the end? Oh man, my JavaScript. This is to define an int. Let's print this thing. Give me auto suggestions, please. Why doesn't it work? So this prints 1n. And it's an int. And I can add 1 here, I guess. Wait. Cannot mix big int and other types. That's the definition of big int. To add an n in the end. I see. So this is a big int. So this is a good old int. This would be a good old int. And then if we want, we can get a big int, which is equal b. Let's make it a bit more fun. And we can declare a big int with a big int constructor function, which can grab a good old int. This is typical JavaScript. And then we have our biggie here. We are gonna console login, and it consoles it with an n in the end, which means it's a big int. Okay. And what happens if we do this? Do we get a NaN? Wait. Cannot convert hello to a big int. It spits an error. Really? Okay. Oh, it can however do this. I can put a string which can be parsed into an integer. And this works as well as this, probably without the strings. Yep, it does this thing. It works. And with the string, with the quotes, it also works. Okay, I don't see myself using big ints very often. I've never used them, actually. The data tabs let you view the raw data for any chart. Okay, cool. And then we have viewed as JSON, or get a GraphQL query. I see. Whoa, that's amazing. Man, this is great. I love this thing. I like this thing a lot. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna try this thing. I'm gonna copy the contents of the GraphQL query text field and paste them into the middle panel of the GraphQL API Explorer, which has the logo of React for some reason. Modify the query by adding one or, okay, I'm gonna copy this thing here. I'm going to, wait. Is there a dark mode here? No, too bad. Modify the query by adding one or more filters using the left-hand Explorer sidebar. Make sure to keep the overall structure of the data the same. So here we can add filters. Okay. Here we have big int query. Query big int query survey. What if I just run this thing? It gets some data. We have the survey state of JavaScript, big int, feature ID, big int. And then, here I can tick things, I see. For example, what if I do this? I tick the block and I run the query again. Here I don't see, I see a block which is null. I can add category, description, GitHub homepage. So here it added category, features, description null, GitHub null. What if I add more properties in GitHub? Wait. We have under description GitHub with a bunch of properties. So everything is null here. Here, yeah, that's what it's doing. And then we also have experience. What if I add stuff here? It gets some more stuff here. Okay. I love this thing. I'm gonna learn how to do this thing, because this is really great for APIs. So let's close this thing. Let's go back here. Big int, okay. Numeric separators. Oh yeah, numeric separators. This is, we have a number, and then this number is equal to 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is just, and now let's console log this number. And it works. This JavaScript will ignore these numerical separators, but visually it's easier to read. Like if we have, it's way easier to read this than to read, you know, like, and to read this. Is this like, how many millions of things is this thing? Billion, a trillion? Here we can tell it's a billion, trillion, quadrillion, 1 quadrillion, whatever. It's visually more readable, but JavaScript ignores it. And then here it says that we can use, oh, look at, we can use at the can I use even. Can I use, it's used in the last versions of Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Opera, mostly everywhere. This is still here, all right. Still here, Internet Explorer, still here. Let's take a look at what separators it can actually use. I'm not even sure if it was the thing. Numeric separators. Page describes JavaScript lexical grammars. The ECMAScript scripts get scanned from left to right and is converted into a sequence of input elements which are tokens, control characters, line terminators, comments, or white space. Wait, maybe I was thinking it was the wrong thing. Function comment, this is a one-line JavaScript comment. Sure. Comments, you have multiple line comment. Why is it talking about comments? What is this? Let's wait a second. Let's actually look for this, because there is a lot of things in this page. Yeah, this is what I imagined. So we have this, we have the dot for the comma. We have separators for binary numbers. So I think JavaScript just ignores the underscores in every kind of number. More than one underscore is not allowed, and it's not allowed at the end and cannot be used after leading 0. That makes sense. Yeah, so this is the same thing. That's kind of cool, honestly. Then we have replace all, which replaces all the instances of our regexp in a string, which is cool. String prototype match all is kind of similar to replace all, I think. Returns an iterator of all the results matching a string against a regular expression. Cool stuff. Let's give it a try, actually. So function replace all string, and then it returns string dot replace all. It takes a string and a regexp. I think it works like this, right? Returns a new string with all matches of a pattern replaced by replacement. Pattern can be a string or a regexp, and the replacement can be a string or a function. So we have a pattern replacement. Replacement. Oh my, I can't type, man. I can't type anymore. And this is return, of course. Took me like 100 million years to write the function. We're gonna do const re equal replace all. Here we're gonna do hello, hello, hello. The pattern is gonna be a regular expression, and it's gonna be double L, and we're gonna replace it by Y. If we print this, then let's see what we're gonna get. Wow, it breaks. Why it breaks? Why does it break? String prototype replace all call with a non-global regexp argument. Let's look at the syntax because I have no idea how it works. We have a string, then we have a this can be a regexp or a string. Let's do this, okay? Let's just in case. Hey, this worked now. What the hell? I thought this by itself was a regexp. Okay, so this works. I'm making things a bit complicated here because I could just not use a function, you know. I can just do this. It's less verbose. Replace all, and then we have IG. I means ignore case, and G means match all the occurrences, not just the first one. And then we replace by some crazy thing. And obviously it works. And if I use, what happens if I just use replace? It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. Global flag required when calling replace all with regex. There you go. If I do this, wait, not here. If I do this, it's just the first. Okay, replace is just the first, of course, and replace all replaces all the instances. It says here global flag required when calling replace all with regex. What is the point? This is gonna do the same as replace. Well. I mean, okay, that's a tiny quality of life improvement. Then we have match all, which is like, what happens if I just put this thing here? This is gonna, I'm gonna put this in a separate variable, and then I'm gonna print the variable, and then probably this takes one argument, right? Don't need a second argument. This returns something which we cannot take a look, so let's stringify the shit out of this. It's an empty array. Wait, how does it work? An empty object, sorry. We have a string with test1, test2, and array string match all regexp. Does it need to be a regexp? This should return an array, I see. But it returned an object. Wait, what the hell? Didn't it what did I? Now it returns an object which is an array with a regex string and iterator. So it actually returns an array of arrays, and each array contains one of the matches. Actually, if we use match, just match without the all, we get the first match, single array with one match. This is actually very cool. Then we have logical assignment. Almost 1 hour here, man. I gotta speed up. No? Nah, we have time. And the logical assignment, oh, I never used this, but it's very promising. Here, okay, we have an x and equal y. What does it mean? Logic me. Let's pass x and y. And then here, let's do x and an equal y. And then we're gonna return x. All right. Let's see what happens when we call this function. Logic me. We are overcomplicated things a little bit here. We're gonna print x, and then here we're gonna do console log x again, and then we're gonna run this thing with, let's say, 1 and 2. So this will print x, then which has value 1, and then it will print x whatever it is here. And this means evaluate the value of x, which is 1 in this case, and if it is truthy, assign it the value of y. So if x is truthy, which is truthy if it's 1, then give it the value of y, which is 2, right? So if this is 1, it's gonna print, let's actually return x. Let's return x. Oops. And what it's gonna do is const new x, const x equal this, or actually new x or z or whatever. And let's print new x. If this is false, then new x is gonna print false. But if this is, let's say, if this is 0, it's still falsy, so it's gonna print 0. If this is null, it's gonna print null, but if it is true, then it's gonna print 2 because it's gonna be assigning the value of x, the value of 2, the value of y to x. So now it's 2, now it's gonna be 100. As soon as this is truthy, then we're gonna get this value, basically, because we're assigning the value of y to x. But if x is falsy, then we assign the value of, then we don't, and we keep the value of x. And then there is also a bit more into this. We have this logical assignment, logical and assignment. It's the same as this, exactly. It's the same as this thing. We also have this, which is, wait, which is the opposite. Now, if x is truthy, we keep the value of x. If x is falsy, we assign it to it the value of y. So here, since x is truthy, it's gonna return, it's gonna keep its value, so it's gonna print true. Like you can see 10 is going to print 10 because 10 is truthy, but 0 is going to print 100 because 0 is falsy. And if x is falsy, then we assign to it the value of y, which is 100. That's pretty cool as a shorthand. Then we have another peek, which is ES_build. JavaScript bundler. Yet another build tool, basically. Michael Jackson, man. I've seen this guy. He's giving a talk in React Live 2022, I think. Building better websites with Remix. Does he have a website? Is he the creator of Remix? Remix, I think Remix is a quote-unquote competition for Next. Nice website though. This website is very nice because it's kind of a tutorial on itself. It's a very nice intro website. I've gone through that, but go here to remix.run and read this thing. It's very nicely readable. It's a very nice story, very nice website. So Michael Jackson. Cool name, not gonna lie. Then we have promise.any. Array prototype add. Not many people using add. What is this? The add method takes an integer value and returns the item at that index. So we have an array. Then we do add. Wait, what? Add. And then we can provide the value of 1, and this should return 2, right? Oops, wait. Yep. Pretty straightforward. But why do this? Why not just do this? Don't ask me, I have no idea. Negative integers count back from the last item of the array. Wait. Maybe that's why. If I do, well, actually, wait. Doesn't it work like this also anyway? Oh no, this is undefined. Okay, that's why. If I do rare, then do -1, then I'm gonna get 4. Yeah. This is great. This is absolutely great. Because what I used to do all the time was let's do this. R dot, and then if we want to access the last value, would have to do this annoying thing. But now we can do dot add -1. This is wait. What happened here? Not flat, but add -1. This is so much better. So much better. So much better. Nice, great thing. Should I get my Twitter thing here? Top level await. Definitely very nice. I really want to try it. Let's make a promise. Promise resolve. Wait. Let's create a promise. Let's go here. Let's actually copy an example. Function resolve after 2 seconds. Okay, there you